Welcome to Buffy-less.
Yeah.
With Erin.
And Risha.
Yay! It's our spinoff from Vampires and Mermaids.
It is, where I tell Erin an episode of Buffy.
Woo, because I haven't seen any of it.
Oh, before we do start talking about episode 2, I did want to ask you, who were your top 3 characters?
I'm so bad with names.
No, you're fine. You can describe them.
The old librarian.
Giles.
Giles, thank you. I kept wanting to say Glenn.
Well, we have a Glenn in our life that we love.
Right, and that's why my brain was like, Glenn. I'm like, no, it's not. It's British. It's more British than
Very
that.
British, yeah.
I almost said Britisher. So definitely Giles. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna be basic and say Buffy because she just seems super cool.
Fair.
And then hot broody guy. Like hot broody guy.
Because we haven't found his name yet.
We have not. I do like Willow. Like she's like honorary mention. Like if I wasn't super basic and said Buffy, I probably would say Willow.
Oh, sure.
But I like hot broody guy.
Sure. And also I have made a logo for this now.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you.
I was wondering. So I'm like, I don't understand the references to a lot of these, but I'm assuming they're coming.
So on here, can you give me a guess of one thing?
Oh, Jesus.
What it might reference.
Okay. I see at the top it looks like a journal. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to guess that Buffy eventually embraces her Vampire Slayer title and keeps track of her slays or like starts researching it. And maybe that's her journal that she keeps.
I love that.
That means it's incorrect, but I'll take it. But I'm also excited because I'm hoping someone gets kittens. Oh, no.
Oh okay. So, season 1, episode 2.
Woo!
It left us off with the big guy over her in the sarcophagus.
Yes, because then you gave me a cut scene and we're like, well, that's it for this week. And I was like,
to be continued. Yep.
Yep.
So it starts back there.
Okay.
And she pretty much, she fights him and then he just kind of disappears.
Rude.
He doesn't poof. She doesn't kill him. He's just gone.
Well, that's anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm. And so she runs out and finds that Willow is out there being attacked by a vampire and she kills him.
It was the same one that was hitting on her in the... Okay. The bronze.
The bronze, yes. So Xander was out there with her trying to help her, and she just poofs the vampire in front of the two of them.
Sure.
And then the next thing we kind of know is that they're back in the library with Giles. Okay. And Buffy's like icing something on her arm. Xander and Willow are there, and Xander's super skeptical. He's like, what's going on?
And Willow's seen it.
Well, he did too.
Okay.
So he saw it as well. And Willow is saying, well, isn't that what we saw? We saw this happen. And they're trying to explain it to Xander and her. And being like, there's vampires. And yes, we have to deal with this. And Jesse, who was the guy that I could not remember his name in the first episode.
Yes. Okay.
He's the other dude that was with them.
Yep.
He's disappeared.
Uh-oh.
And...
Okay, sorry.
And Xander is, again, he's super skeptical. And so Buffy responds, those weren't vampires. Those were just guys in thundering need of a facial. Or maybe they had rabies. It could have been rabies. And that guy turning to dust, just a trick of the light.
Oh my gosh, she's so sarcastic. I love it.
And then Willow says, I need to sit down.
Yeah.
Buffy says, you are sitting down.
Oh, no.
And then Willow says, oh, good for me.
Oh, I knew the sweet girl would be traumatized. Because, like, how can she not be?
Right?
Oh, my God.
And then, so Buffy and Giles start explaining the lore of everything and how vampires are a human infected by a demon soul waiting for humans to die out and the old ones to return. And they find out, too, that vampires like sewers. Because she's trying to figure out how this vampire just disappeared and where this lair is, where they're hiding, like where's their nest.
Right.
She said he just voomed. Like
Yeah, he just left.
Oh, and then she was talking about another group who she thinks they just voomed.
Oh.
And Xander goes, they can fly? And
no.
she pauses, they can drive.
That's awesome.
And at this point, too, you get to see that Willow has skill with computers. And they're talking about how to figure out where this like sewer is and possible how to get to it and where to find it. And Willow says, well, they're all on the computer here. I can pull it up for you.
Oh, okay, girl.
Giles is like, all the city plans are open to the public? She said, well, yeah, if you bypass their security.
Hell yeah. Okay, so Willow's a bad bitch. I love that.
And then Xander's like, okay, so what are we going to do? When are we going to go? Let's go. I'm coming with you. What are we doing? And Buffy says, there's no we. I'm the Slayer and you're not.
A girl, you need friends.
And then Xander says, I knew you'd throw that back in my face. He says something about how he's less than a man then.
Oh, good Lord.
I know. It's like, Xander, stop. And then Willow says she doesn't like the idea of helping pretty much on the front lines.
Okay.
I mean, but she wants to do something. She wants to be helpful in some way.
I also don't like the idea of Willow on the front lines.
Right?
She gives, I'll be in the van.
Yeah.
You know, like the FBI van. Yeah. Which, like, no hate.
No.
Like, yeah, girl.
And she knows it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which is healthy.
And so she's kind of like, I don't know what to do because I want to help, but I don't know. And Giles says, well, then help me.
Yes.
Let's research this harvest thing. And then he says something about how it seems like it's a preordained massacre with rivers of blood, hell on earth.
Jesus, Giles.
Quite charmless. Bit fuzzy on the details. And he says it may be that you can wrest some information from that dread machine.
What a poet. Also, can we just like shout out to all of the nerdy kids who made friends with the librarians in like high school? Because same. That's amazing. And my mother who's listening to this, also same.
Nice. So he says that whole like spiel and then there's this pause and they all kind of like look at him.
Yeah.
And he says that was a bit British, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit waxing, yes.
And then she says like she's going off to go, Buffy says she's going off to save Jesse.
Right, because we don't know where he is. Oh,
right?
No.
And Giles turns to her and says, do I have to tell you to be careful? She doesn't answer. She just kind of does like a slight kind of little bit of a little lip, but not barely noticeable if you're looking. And then she just walks out. And they're in the hallway. Xander and Willow are in the hallway. And he talks about how he doesn't like that he's just standing around like an idiot. And Willow says, you're not like an idiot, just standing.
He has such a hero complex, doesn't he? I have to be the knight in shining armor. No, sweetie, you're the damsel, and that's okay. Oh, is he gonna annoy me?
Likely.
Okay. All right.
I really like Xander.
I feel like he's charming.
But in an annoying way, too.
Okay, yeah.
Where you're like, shut up.
I feel like I have a lower tolerance for that. Or that's not a lower tolerance. That is a special pet peeve of mine.
Fair.
When the guy is like, no, I must do the saving. I'm like, sit down, Kyle. I'm kidding. The Kyle I know is a gem of a human.
And so I also watched this at a younger age, too.
Sure. That's
when it was less
go save
like
the girl.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a little bit more like that. And
no,
now
that's
I'm like,
valid.
shut up.
I'm getting it from like a mid to late 20-something view. Yeah. Wait, how old were you when you watched this?
Oh gosh, how old was I?
Were you like still at your parents'?
I was probably about 17 or 18.
Okay.
I think.
So I was like, there's no way your parents let you watch this when you were like 10.
Not 10, no. But they probably would have let me watch it.
All right, that's fair.
Buffy gets to the mausoleum and goes in to kind of see if she can figure out where the guy went.
Right.
And then the guy comes in who gave her the cross.
Oh, the hot one?
Mm-hmm. He's in there. And they're bantering back and forth, and she says something like, well, why haven't you gone in? Because she finds this like locked piece and stuff. And he says, they really don't like me.
Oh, the sexual tension continues.
And then banter back and forth again. And then she says, can you at least tell me your name? And we find out that his name is Angel.
Okay. That makes sense because I think I've heard of him. Mm-hmm. Okay. I wanted to be like, of course it is. But also like, yeah, I do think I remember hearing about this.
Then they're talking again about the harvest. And Buffy says, if this harvest thing is such a suck fest, why don't you stop it? I know she does. She says suck fest.
Well, and that's like so ironic because they're vampires. So they're
why
like,
she did it.
I love her puns. Oh, God bless.
And Angel replies, because I'm afraid.
Oh, a vulnerable boy.
But he does give her directions.
No, sorry. That is good. That is good. Also, sorry. We love a man who can admit he's scared, but be like, but that's great. You're not, honey. This is how you can go do it. Goodbye. I will be at home. Like, yeah, you protect your peace, dude.
Right.
Love that for you.
And then she says to him, you gonna wish me luck? And then just kind of waits. And then she kind of like, her shoulders, kind of drop a little bit because he's not. And she kind of. Okay. Oh. And she walks in, and as she goes and is disappear, you see him whisper, good luck. Oh. So she's in the sewers. There's a rat that goes by. She just kind of looks at it.
Classic.
And then you find out a little bit later, Xander followed her. He said, I couldn't sit at home and do nothing.
You could have. You actually could have. You're going to be such a risk.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He says that to her, and then Buffy says, I understand. Now go.
Love it.
And then it goes back to the school.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where you see they're in a computer lab. It's like the mid-90s. And
yeah, we got some dial-up up in this bitch.
Right. The big chonky screen.
Yes. Be-doo, be-doo, be, be-doo, be-doo, be. Sorry, I'm done now.
And we see Cordelia talking about Buffy.
Oh, okay. She's the bitchy one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And she says Buffy's a psycho loony. And Willow is in the room, too. And she says, no, she's not.
Yes, Willow.
And Cordelia says, who gave you permission to exist?
Oh, my God. Who gave you permission to be a raging bitch?
Right. There's more dialogue in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
is Giles just like...
he's not in there.
Oh, okay.
It's a computer lab. He doesn't want to be there. That was my keys or your keys?
Oh, my keys. I'm like...
Yeah, but some dialogue happens in there. Okay. And then Cordelia's just being a jerk. And then they talk about the bronze and how they're going to go to the bronze. And they're doing a program. And she says, how do we save it? And Willow replies on her way out. She's picking her books up and then she's starting to leave. And she says, deliver. And so if you're looking at a keyboard, Cordelia pressed the DEL. Oh! Deleted the whole piece of work.
Yes, Willow, girl. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, that was, fuck. Yep. That is pettiness that was so deserved. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm a petty bitch, but like that Cordelia was asking for that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, especially because at the beginning of that computer scene, she kind of leans over to one of her friends and it's like, what'd she do? Because she's trying to figure out how to do the program.
Oh, yep.
And her friend looks over at Willow's computer and sees that she's just researching random crap. Right. And she's doing something else,
She's just bopping.
Right.
Hacking into government computers.
Yeah, right. But then we go back to Buffy and Xander. They find Jesse and they start running. He says he knows a way out. And then they are trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, what do we do? What are we going to do? We're trapped. We can't get out here. This is a dead end.
Jesse's not panicking, though, is he?
And Jesse says, I got an idea. You can die.
There it is.
And then he likes being a vampire. He feels good. Everything is great. Like, she uses her cross at one point, I'm sure, and then there's like a door that other vampires are trying to get through because they were seeing other vampires were chasing them and stuff. And they somehow knock him out, and then they get the door closed, and then they find a manhole above them. They have to like climb through some shafts and everything, and then they get to a manhole. And as they're getting out, a vampire is like reaching and like pulling them down, and Xander is pulling Buffy out, and she's like, pull harder. and the arm like that's holding onto her ankle goes up into the sun, and you see that and
nice.
And the weird thing is they sound like like dogs, I guess.
Okay.
These vampires do at these early stages of the show.
Like whining?
Like growling.
Oh.
Like bark growling, I feel like. You go into the middle with the Voldemort-looking guy.
Yes.
The Master. And he is getting the big guy. We found out his name is Luke, the big guy that was chanting.
You will have to remind me of that next episode.
Right, you good.
Okay.
He is tasked with taking souls that will feed the Master. And so he's got this symbol on his forehead that has linked him to the Master now. And so if he takes souls, well, he's got this symbol during the harvest.
Oh, boy.
He'll get souls to the Master, and then the Master will be free.
Oh, no. We don't like that. Okay, and Luke is the big guy, and Master is the Voldemort-y guy.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And so Buffy and Xander get back into the library. And Buffy says something to Giles. Got anything that could make this day worse? And Giles says, how about the end of the world?
Oh, fuck. Because we got to raise those stakes even higher, apparently.
Right, of course.
And we just left Jesse down in the sewers, right? Okay.
Yep.
Fair.
He was left, which Xander is so unhappy about.
He's a fucking vampire who tried to kill him.
I know, but...
Xander, stay home.
They find out that the harvest comes every 100 years. And the last 100 year that it happened, an earthquake stopped him. And it stopped him from, like, completing the harvest.
Oh.
And that's what trapped him in this cavern thing.
Oh. That can't have been a coincidence. Maybe?
I don't know.
I guess if it keeps happening every 100 years for thousands of years, you might get a few eventually.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So that's it, though, is that an earthquake stopped him.
Yeah.
That's not super helpful, because, like, how did we fix it last time?
Right.
Earthquake. Earthquake. That's out of your control.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. We'll get on that.
And then we go to the bronze again.
Classic.
Because this is where the vampires are going.
And we've got a different live band.
We do, and
Love
I
it.
actually wrote them down. So Kai Watson is the band, and they are playing "Wear Me Down," or I guess the artist is Kai Watson.
Cool.
And the song is "Wear Me Down," and I really liked it.
That's super fun.
All right, go look it up. And so the vamps walk up on the bronze, and he's got his whole like symbol on his forehead, ready to go. This guy, they get in there and they close off the exits so nobody can leave. And he gets up there and he just starts spouting words. He just talks way too much. Just words.
We love a talkative villain. So, okay, sorry, not to back up.
No, go for it.
Do we know how long the harvest goes for? Like what that window is?
I believe from what it sounds like, it's just that night.
Okay.
It's like one night. You have this time to take these souls.
Okay, sorry if you said that and I missed it. Damn. I was thinking this was like a month-long period for some reason. Oh. And do we know like what number of souls we need here? Or is it like we'll know when we hit it?
I think it's when you'll hit it.
I mean, that's fair.
There might have been more semantics in there that I did not just like.
But also I feel like you just keep going until he comes back, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I would think so.
Cool.
And so Buffy was on her way to the bronze, but she had to go home and get her stakes and some holy water and stuff out of her Slayer trunk that she has. And her mom walks in and she's like, "Are you going out again?" And she said, "Yeah, Mom, I have to." And she said, "Well, I didn't even hear you come home last night."
So does Mom know about all this? Okay.
Mom has no idea about being a Slayer.
Okay.
And she's like, "But Mom, I have to." And her mom, she's like, "No, I need to start getting used to the word no. And so do you, and it'll be better. I know it's like the end of the world when you're 16. Everything's the end of the world, you know."
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, "You can sit in here and mope or pout or whatever she says if you would like, and I won't hold it against you. But if you want to come downstairs, I'll make us dinner."
Buffy's like, "Nah, I'll stay here and mope," aka jump out the window.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. That's what she does.
Because it is the literal end of the world, Mom.
Right?
Oh my god.
And they get to the bronze with the group, so it's Giles and Buffy and Willow and Xander, and they're all
Does Giles wear
running
the same outfit when he goes out?
Yes.
Amazing.
It's always the like British suit.
Excellent.
Yep.
Elbow patches?
Yes. At least if I'm remembering correctly. That's how he is in the theater of my mind for sure.
Yep. I'm on board.
And they get there and it's locked because they locked them in. And Giles is like, "We're too late." And Buffy said, well, I didn't know I was going to get grounded.
Right.
And so they send Buffy in, like, into a skylight, pretty much. She's going to get in that way and then open the door for them. And Giles is talking to Xander and Willow and saying, Jesse is dead. Like, your friend is dead. When you see him, you're not looking at your friend. You're looking at what killed him.
Yeah.
And Xander doesn't listen and is talking to Jesse, trying to pull him back once they get in. So they do get in, and there's a whole chaos and stuff.
Right.
And he's talking to Jesse, and Jesse is like, I feel good, man. And he's like he pulls up the stake that Xander is holding and like puts it at his heart and is like, yeah, try it, do it, you know. And then somebody who's running behind him runs into Jesse. And Xander's stake like kills him. He stakes him. He poops because somebody runs into his bag.
Oh no!
So Jesse's gone.
Also, can we just say, like, what a fucking teenage boy! Like, try it, man. What you gonna do? Huh? What's gonna happen? That is what's gonna happen. Oh my gosh, so I love that. And that's why you don't play with weapons, kids.
Right. But when Buffy got in, she started fighting, you know, and the others were like whispering people out, trying to be like, come on. And then it gets into chaos. And she's fighting with Luke, the big guy. And she's, you know, fighting with a whole bunch of stuff. Some of the band stuff is up there. So I think she gets a piece of like the drum set and hits him with it. And he's
I love an alternative weapon.
Right?
Yeah.
She's very, resourceful.
Yes.
Yeah. And he says something like, you forgot metal doesn't hurt me. And she says, there's something you forgot. Sunrise. And she throws it through the window, like the metal piece, and it crashes. And he's like holding his hands over his face, and he's like struggling, and she stakes him.
Wait, is this going to be like Hocus Pocus where it's the car headlights through the window and they faked it? Yes!
Yeah, she's like, it's in about 9 hours, moron. She killed him.
Oh my God, amazing.
Right?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I think this was before Hocus Pocus.
I was gonna say, I feel like this honestly gives inspiration for a lot of different things, because like it was giving, like that part gave Hocus Pocus. Oh shit, there was another thing that I was like, oh my God, that's so fitting. Honestly, I feel like the modern vampire kind of gives Vampire Diaries a little bit. I know you're on Crown of Midnight for Throne of Glass. Eventually you'll meet an evil category of people, like kind of like vampires, called the Volg. Oh God, any Throne of Glass listeners are going to hate me because I read it and the pronunciations are weird. And the problem is the people who read Throne of Glass know how to spell it, and the people who listen to Throne of Glass know how to say it. And one of my good friends, Taylor, is listening to them, and I read them all. And so when we text back and forth about it, we'll literally have to be like, is this who you're talking about? Okay, that's who. Yep. Or he'll be like, wait, is that how it's spelled? Because he'll spell it like phonetically.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, oh, honey, it's actually spelled this in the book. He's like, why the hell would they spell? I'm like, I know, I hear you.
So bad.
So I say it as Volg because it's VALG. But who fucking knows?
Yeah.
They're kind of like vampire-y adjacent a little bit with that. And like, but yeah, I do feel like maybe this was an inspiration for a lot of other pieces of literature.
Yes. I mean, you can take classes on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But pretty much after that, they go back to like school, and they were talking about how, you know, everybody at the Bronze saw this guy,
right?
You know, killing and like sucking blood and all that jazz.
So now what?
And they get back to school, and they're like, oh, it was like PCP, and they were on drugs, and this was a gang, and
yep.
And they're like, wait, what? We're the only ones who know the truth? You know? And then, like, they were with Giles initially, the trio, you know, Buffy, Xander, and Willow. And they start just talking, and Buffy's got, like, a lollipop, and they're going off about something or other. And Giles, before that, had talked about how serious everything was. And then they're just la, la, la. And he turns around, and he says, the world is doomed, and just walks out. And that's the end of the episode.
That's adorable. Okay, so wait, so we're done with the whole harvest thing now.
Yes.
So the guy's just still sleeping?
You do see him. He's like awake, but you could see his hands outstretched when he was getting the power, when Luke was like getting the souls, and he was like, oh, like I feel it, you know. And then immediately when Luke was staked, poof, it went away, and he was like, no.
But I suppose that doesn't mean all vampires are gone. Like, we still have a bunch of other vampires.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, I know this isn't like a movie. Like, this isn't the end. There are, like, a bunch more.
Oh, yeah. It was just Luke and, like, Jesse and a couple other vampires that got. The master's still there, but he's trapped.
I think of my mom's boyfriend every time, just poof, gone.
Poof, gone.
He wants that on his tombstone.
Oh, no.
No, he literally said he wants poof, gone on his gravestone.
Oh, my.
I know.
That's funny.
Right? So I think that every freaking time. I'm like, it's Jeremy, poof, gone.
Turn to dust. It's poof, gone.
Yep.
I like it.
Oh, interesting. I love Buffy-less so much.
Good.
I do have to like hold back. I won't, obviously, but I do have to hold back from like, I'm going to go binge it now.
Right.
It's like, no, Erin, the whole point of the show is like, don't fucking watch it. But maybe at like the end of the season, we can do like a binge party.
Yeah.
Like when we get through a season, we'll watch it. And then we can.
That would be fun.
Then I can like give a rundown on like thoughts of the show versus like the Risha telling.
Like I pictured this, but this was this way.
Yeah. Or I'm going to be like, it was the exact same. So our brains are on the same fucking wavelength. And that was concerning. Yes.
So funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I am having a problem because I'm picturing Giles like a weird combination. Okay, honestly, I was picturing him. You've seen Gilmore Girls, right?
Yes, I'm rewatching it right
Okay,
now.
perfect, because I don't remember his name. The asshole who like owns all of Stars Hollow and raises the rent on everybody all the time.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, oh my gosh, what is his
No one
name?
likes him.
Nobody likes him.
I'm picturing him, but not like the voice and not the attitude, just the physicality of it.
Oh, like slightly like flamboyant almost? Okay.
I'm picturing that, and then
swishy.
since we were talking about the hot professor from Tons to Vampire, like a tiny bit of that in there. I don't know why, but for some reason that's why I'm picturing Giles. So I know my view of him is gonna be totally off.
Totally different.
Yeah, but I think he has like a little bit of a beard, kind of gray hair.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I'm picturing, and I know it's not right. And I don't picture his voice or his like mannerisms necessarily being that way. I just picture like his like body type, face type.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but then put him in like tweed. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm so intrigued.
It's fun.
But, well, we don't have a catchphrase for this yet, do we?
No, we don't.
That doesn't really feel right.
Hopefully it wasn't a suck fest.
Obscurantism and obfuscation.
Orally observed, gentle listener.
Gentle listener.
Gentle listener.
Gentle listener.
Obviated objects of oblivion.
Obambulating about.
Offered unto you.
Offered unto you.
Offered unto you.
In the Tapestry Radio Network.
TapestryRadio.org.
From our fancy to yours.